The second one is context menu. So again, the steps are quite easy. The first step is, now guys, what I'm doing is like I'm creating, you can go with the same file also. Like if you want the same options, like you've already created a menu, right? If you want the same options to be available in form of context, then you can use the same layout, no problem. But what I'm doing, I'm creating a different layout over here. So I'll go to menu, new, and menu resource file, and let's name it as context underscore menu. You can use the same layout also, no problem with it. So I've got a new file over here. Okay, what I shall be doing is, let's get inside that. Let's write item title as let's name it as edit. Let's add more stuff to it. ID is, let's give it as edit only. So I've got edit. Because what I did, I created a context menu. Again, it is showing me in the similar way, because all the things would be like, all the menus would be implemented, like would look in similar way only. Like they will be when you'll implement them anywhere in the application, they will look similar to each other, right? So I have created the context menu. Now what I'll do, the next thing is just go to main activity. So I'll just remove all this, because now I want to show you context menu. So I've removed everything. For showing the context menu on context, I'll just write on create context menu. So in case of options menu, you have to use on create options menu. In case of context menu, you have to use on create context menu. That's it. Other things are same. You don't have to do any other change apart from it. So super.on create, let it be this way only. After this super, what I shall be doing is I'll create the object of menu inflator. Menu inflator equals to get menu inflator. Next step is, so I'll call the menu inflator object. I'll just use menu inflator object and call the function inflate. What needs to be passed as the first argument? That's it. It's all set now. Now I want some click action to happen. So for handling the click action, there is something which is known as on context item selected. So over there we were having on options menu item selected, and here we are having on context item selected. That's it. Other steps are similar to the previous one. So what I'll do, switch, and I'll get the ID of it, get item ID, case r.id. Let's say cut. That's it. Now what I did, guys, I created a context menu similar to the way I created options menu. Next step was, since I'm creating a context menu, so I have to call a function on create context menu. Then what I did after that, I called the menu inflator object to inflate the layout of context menu into my Java file. Next step, to handle the click events, what I did, I created on context item selected, and then inside that I am writing a switch case statement. So everything is set. Let's run it. Yes, what was the difference between options menu and context menu, guys? What is the basic difference which I highlighted when I was explaining it? Context menu always needs some context to work. That is, I said you something view. Remember, they'll always need a view. You need to provide on which view you want the context menu to run. So in order to do that, what I'll do, inside my on create, I'll just go to my on create. Now let's say I want to add context menu on the add button. Then what I'll do, button has already been declared. So there is a function known as register for context menu. So I'll just pass add to it. So you have to use a function register for context menu, and you have to pass the view element to it on which you want the context menu to be implemented. Now let's run it. The reason is, guys, for example, if you're working with an edit text, you'll get different options. If you're working with an image, you'll get different options. So in both scenarios, you'll be using context menu only. But the context menu needs to be registered on the objects on which you want the context menu to be shown. Right? I'll just click on this add button for long. Now it is showing me. I'll just click on cut. So I've got cut over here. But now we'll have something which is known as pop-up menu. Now this person is a total disaster. It is like that would be like the implementation of pop-up menu is different from the other two. Just look at the pop-up menu. So now what I'll be doing is, I'll just, in order to show you the reusability of the code, what I'll do, I'll just go with this one. I'll go with the options menu file only. So what I'm doing, I'll be using, for showing the pop-up menu, I'll be using the same layout as that of the options menu. As I said, we can do that. There won't be any issue with it. So I'm using the same layout of options underscore menu.xml file, which is looking like this. So what I'll do, I'll go to main activity. Let's remove all this stuff. Let's just delete this context menu. Okay. Now, pop-up menu will always appear when you're clicking some button or some action is happening. So we'll be setting the pop-up menu when the user clicks on some button. So first of all, I need to have some button. So I'm having a button in my, I'll just show you the activity. Like this is my activity and I'm having a button over here. So what I'll do, when the user will click on this button add, a pop-up menu will be shown. So I'll just go to the add.setOnClickListener, which was applied over here, and I'll comment all these things. That's it. Now what I will do, inside this, I'll write a function. I'll make a call to function, which is pop-up. Now it is showing it in red. Why is it showing it in red? Because there is no function in Android library which is known as pop-up. So in order to do that, I'll implement this function. So obviously you can write your name also here, no problem. You can write any identifier. So the first thing which I did is, like, I have to select a button on which the pop-up menu needs to be implemented. That is, when I'll click on this add, pop-up menu should appear. So for doing that, inside the onClickListener of add, which is my add button, like this is the add object. This is the object of this button. So add.setOnClickListener, I'm calling a function known as pop-up. Now it is showing it in red because there is no function in Android which is known as pop-up. So what I'll do, I'll just create this function. So click over here, create method pop-up. So it is asking where do you want to create it. So I'll write in main activity. So now it has created a function private void pop-up. Now what I will do, pop-up menu equals to new pop-up menu. And you need to pass something to it. Just look at it. It is showing that you need to pass. I'll just show you the constructor of this pop-up menu. So it needs some widget. So whatever widget, like whatever, for example, if you're clicking on some edit text and you want the pop-up menu to appear, or you want some button on clicking which the pop-up menu should appear. So what you need to pass the view element of that widget to this. So what I'll do, I'll simply do, I'll write view. I'll pass this view over here. Now it will show an error to the place where I have made a call to this function. So I'll just go over here. I'll just pass v. What exactly I did, I'll just show you. Look, I'm calling this pop-up function from add on from this onClickListener method of it, from onClick method. Now inside this onClick, there's something which is known as viewV, which actually determines that this element, this view has been clicked, right? So I'm just passing that view into this pop-up. Why am I passing it? Because the constructor of pop-up menu requires an object of view class. Just hold on. Let's see the documentation of Android for this. There's some error which we are committing. So I'm just opening the official documentation of Android and we'll see pop-up menu class over here. Pop-up menu in Android. So here I'm having the developer.android. You always have to use this documentation for it. Don't refer to anything else apart from this. There are posts which are written by Tatlane and Android.hive, which are also quite good ones. Other ones are not. So we'll just move to this. Isn't a mistake here. I mean, it's view anchor only. So here we're having a pop-up menu. The first thing which demands is context. Okay, that is the mistake. So guys, the mistake was quite like there was nothing to it. Actually, the pop-up menu is having a constructor which demands context and anchor, and I was just passing the view object to it. So I have to take the context also. So what I'll do, I'll just get back to the place where we left it. Achha, this is also a method, guys, using which you can implement the on-click method. So I'm not showing you this right now. Let's move to main activity only, and here we'll just make a call to pop-up. So we have created a function called pop-up, and inside this pop-up function we are passing v. V is the view object of the button which is being called, which is being clicked by the user. So I've called pop-up menu equals to new pop-up menu, and I'm just passing the context this comma view. That's it. The next step is menu inflator. Menu inflator equals to get menu inflator. Two things needs to come over here. The first thing is the ID, that is r.menu. Let's use the options menu one only. And the second one, now here is the change, guys. Now here there is nothing called menu. So you need to pass an object of menu. For doing that, what I'll do, I'll call pop-up menu dot get menu function. Get menu. That's it. Again, some error is coming. Menu inflator. This is another way which we can do. Let's try that one. Just hold on, guys. Let's try with pop-up menu only. And there is an inflate function in this as well. So let's use this r.menu.context menu. Now it's working. So guys, rather than working that way, although like I'm very sure about it, there is something like using the menu inflator also you can work the same way. Menu inflator equals to get menu inflator, and you have to pass two arguments. The first one is r.menu.options menu, and the second one is pop-up menu dot get menu. But we are missing something. There's some mistake which is happening over here. I'm not able to figure it out at this moment. So what we'll do, we'll just go with pop-up menu dot inflate. That's it. After this, the last thing which you need to do is pop-up menu dot show. So actually pop-up menu is easiest of all. But what I was thinking is like you can implement the same using the menu inflator also. If you would have done the same thing using menu inflator, you could have connected with the other two menus as well. So let's see whether it's working or not. Let's click on add button. Yes, so it is showing me the pop-up menu. Now we shall be starting with something which is known as alert dialog box in Android. Android alert dialog box can be used to display the dialog message with OK and cancel buttons. It can be used to interrupt and ask the user about his or her choice to continue or discontinue. Android alert dialog is composed of three regions: title, content area, and actions button. So guys, this is the alert dialog which we shall be implementing now. What alert dialogs have? Just for this moment, just look at the components of it. This is known as title. This is known as message. This is known as set positive button. Like this is known as positive button, and sorry, this is known as negative button, and this is known as positive button. So we are having, and the whole thing which is visible to you on screen is alert dialog box. So these are different components of an alert dialog box. Now, obviously, in order to make an alert dialog box, you need to instantiate all these components, right? Let's move further. An Android alert dialog is composed of three regions: title, content area, and action button. So these are the action buttons. This is the content, and this is the title. Let's move further. Methods used in alert dialog box creation. So all these are the methods which we shall be using it. For example, set icon, drawable icon. This method sets the icon of the alert dialog box. That is, your alert dialog box can also have an icon. You must have seen in certain application, they put an exclamatory mark in red color. So all those things, you can straight away import it and you can put it in set icon. After this, we have set cancelable. This method sets the property that the dialog can be cancelled or not. Okay. Then we have next thing, set message. Now set message, this method sets the message to be displayed in the alert dialogs. After this, we have set title. So obviously, like the components which we saw on previous screen, all those components could be initialized just by using the sets of method. So set cancelable, this method says the property that the dialog can be cancelled or not. For example, let's say if the user is not selecting the positive button or negative button and he's clicking on some other part of the screen. So that is known as the cancelable property of the dialog box. I'll just take you to the screen. Let's say this is the alert dialog box. Now, what if the user clicks on positive button, then certain action should happen. And if your user clicks on negative button, then certain action should happen. But there's also one thing. Sometimes you can also click on this part of the screen. And at that time, the alert dialog box might get vanished. So whether it should vanish or it should be there only, all these things are decided by is cancelable property of it. Now we shall be moving for the implementation of alert dialog box. So what I did, I'll just show you back this again. Like I created alert dialog box, alert dialog dot builder and an object of it. Then I set the title using set title function, then set message. And after that, I want to create two buttons on it, a positive button and a negative button. So I'm just writing set positive button and I'm passing the dialog interface to it. So it's an on click listener. For example, like this is similar to the button click listener which you were having. I'll just show you. So we'll be having an alert dialog box. Now we have set the title of it. The title is confirm edition. We have given the message to it. And after that, we're having two buttons over here. So right now we are working with this one. Now on click of this button, something should happen. So that's the reason we are providing an on click listener over here. Let's add code over here. Now what I want on the, if user clicks on this positive button, let's include a toast dot make text. Let's add main activity dot this second argument is positive button. Then the third one is toast dot length short dot show. That's it. Now in similar way, we'll create a negative button as well. So alert dialog builder dot set negative button. Just fast to it. Let's write new. That's it. It has generated it. Now semicolon over here, and let's create this toast recipes. So that's it. The last step is, now what I've done, guys, I've already created the alert dialog box, given a title, message, positive button, and negative button. Last step is call the alert dialog box, create it, and show. So on clicking the add button, I've got the dialog box. If I'll click on yes, that's a positive button. It shows positive button click. If I'll click on this, if I'll click on no, that's a negative button. So like in both the cases, I've written positive button only. So it's a negative button. So no, negative button. Yes, positive button. And if I'm clicking on somewhere else part of the screen, the alert dialog vanishes up. So that was all about alert dialog box. And so see you tomorrow then. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. Thank you.